evening. This is the 4th time we've tried to record this podcast.
This is the 4th time we've tried, and this is my third try of drink.
Yeah, because you started off on a red wine that you hated.
Tastes like water.
Then you went and got your rosé,
which was not nice. It was dry.
And now you've gone back on your pina colada.
Yes.
So I'm just still drinking the red wine. Jamie tipped her glass into my glass and I've just drank it.
It's because I sinned and didn't have jam shed because we thought we would try something new.
In fairness, like this one that we've got is nowhere near as good as jam shed.
Do you think that's nice?
Yeah, I do think it's nice, but I don't think it's anywhere near as nice as jam shed. I really do adore jam shed wine.
Yeah.
It's just, honestly, if anything ever happens to jam shed, I don't know what I'll do.
Well, we didn't get our...
I think we should stockpile it.
Yeah, because Jam Shed sponsor this podcast, but because of Brexit, we didn't get this week's instalment.
I know.
No, just kidding. They don't sponsor us, and Brexit
they don't sponsor us yet.
And Brexit hasn't stopped us from getting it.
They may as well sponsor this podcast. Like we've, I found out today that we're nearly at 40,000 downloads.
Oh my gosh! Right, everybody needs to tell Jamshed to sponsor our podcast.
Yeah, I know, because like I swear that's why
we're
the reason.
We're the reason.
We've been giving them free adverts for like 2 years.
Yeah, Jamshed, we're the reason that you've been able to branch out into an extra red wine, an Argentinian red wine. Don't mind Jess dying. She inhaled some wine. That was probably the wine's revenge, being like, I am better than fucking Jamshed.
So
I'll show you
now.
Yeah.
Oh my god, don't breathe in wine, it hurts.
No. But yeah, so I was saying, I think we're the reason that they've been able to branch out into another red wine, into a white wine, and into a rosé.
I know.
And into a boxed
I know, and
wine.
the box wine now. I know.
So,
my favourite's the Argentinian Malbec.
That the new one?
Yes, the blueberry one. Oh my god, that blueberry one. Jeez. Okay, so today we are going to talk about shit, Jamie, she just tried to... So obviously with a wine glass you can make sort of like a really nice noise, a little bit like this, ready? And Jamie just tried to do it on her cocktail glass, which is like thick glass tumbler, and it just sort of went clink.
It sounded really good earlier on my wine glass, but...
So,
anyway...
Yeah, we decided to like talk about man-free zones.
Yeah.
That's what we want to talk about.
Have we told everyone about that this is the podcast where they've given suggestions? Because we have recorded this
4 times.
So, I don't know. Frankly, everyone, I don't know what you know.
Yeah, no, I don't even know which version of this is.
No.
We had to stop one earlier because basically Carlo's been really difficult tonight. We think she's coming to season. She's a bit clingy. She's a little bit sort of wants to be all over us, and that's fine usually. But when you're trying to record a podcast, a little bit more difficult when you've got a fucking 40-kilo golden retriever puppy sat on your head,
barking and
like talking, because she talks.
Yeah, she talks.
She sort of goes. Roo, 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 roo.
Yeah.
Then she goes. Roo.
Yeah.
Anyway, so. Yeah, like that. It's just talks at you for attention, doesn't she? So we were trying to record the podcast and it was just Carlo in the background just yabbering away.
Yeah.
And we had to just stop because you couldn't even hear us. All you could hear was Carlo chatting.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we put a call out and said to people, what do you want us to discuss on the podcast? Like, is there anything that you'd like to hear us discuss once we'd had a drink? And we got... Well, at the last time I checked, we've had 130 suggestions.
Oh, cool.
So I've written them all down. I'm like, scribbling them all down so we don't forget.
Yeah.
So one of them was about like female-only spaces and man-free zones. And straight away I just thought, oh my God, that's such a good one, because we talk about this a lot, me and you, don't we? Mm. This is something that we discuss just when we're chatting.
Yeah.
And we thought it'd be interesting to see what other people thought and to record it as a podcast.
Yeah.
So, first of all, I guess the most obvious thing to say is that, at earlier parts of our life, me and Jamie both lived with men in our families or in relationships or whatever before we both came out, which is another thing we've been asked to do the podcast on, is about us both coming out as gay later in life.
Yes.
a little bit later for me than you.
Yeah.
Only marginally, though, in fairness.
Yeah.
So, you know, we've both been in those spaces, and then also the world is a man space. You know, work is a man space, and education is a male space, and
history is a man's space.
Everything is a male space. So to actually find female-only spaces and man-free zones, it's not common.
Yeah.
And that's what makes them special.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree.
When was the first time that you found yourself in a female-only space, and was it on purpose?
No.
Oh, it wasn't on purpose?
No, me and my mum.
Oh, yes.
I grew up with just me and my mum.
Yeah, that's so true. I'd not thought of it like that.
So, like, most of my life, it was just me and my mum. Sometimes, like, you know, if mum had friends around, usually friends would be women. So, yeah. I was always...
That's an interesting way of looking at it.
Yeah.
I put a tweet up a few years ago in response to the sort of backlash around female-only spaces, and I put, make female-only spaces in your houses and have, you know, nights in with women that you care about, have female-only spaces, create female-only events, go to female-only conferences, and fuck me, did I get some shit.
If you've not been to, like, an event or something that has been purposely made female only, I would strongly recommend it.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like something that you feel almost like a vibe that you can never feel when you're in the presence of males.
Yeah, that's so true. My first experience of it, I was working away years ago and I was teaching in Manchester, and I was staying in a hotel for like 3 or 4 days on my own. And so I was like working all day lecturing, and then I was like sitting in a hotel on my own at night, and I was like working on, you know, slides or whatever I was working on at the time, like presentations or resources. And the Manchester Feminist Network was like texting me being like, if you're in a hotel, why don't you come down? We're having a party. And I was like, okay, like, because I was in a hotel room. I was like, what else am I gonna do? Like,
Yeah.
I've got to be there for a few days. I could go out and meet these women. And anyway, had a great time. Got to know loads of women, and then they had a female only disco afterwards. That was my first experience of a truly female only space. Like, it was like the DJ was female, the bar staff were female.
Yeah.
It was a small group. There was probably about 20 of us or something like that, maybe 25 at a push. And it was, okay, what I noticed about it was, these are my observations. Women dance differently when there's no men around.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is that you dance like the way you want to dance, not like you're being watched, like you're at a fucking cattle market.
Yeah.
So you dance like...
more fun.
Yeah. You dance like you're at a 5th birthday party. Do you know what I mean? Like, remember when we were at I can't remember how many Phillies I've been to now, but me and Rach Marchant, who was it? There was me, Rach...
Emily.
And then there was someone else. I know who it was. I'm not going to say who it is.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say who it was because she won't want me to. But we were there, and she won't, because like she keeps her like identity, like, you know. So it makes it sound like it's like someone, I don't know. But anyway, like, and we were dancing for hours, just like.
Wait, hang on. I think you've got to mix. I've got us them mixed up. Who?
I'll tell you after.
No, just go like that.
No, I knew you'd... Yeah, no, I'll tell you
Okay.
afterwards. But, like, we were all dancing at the back near the bar.
Yeah.
And, like, really enjoying it. But, like, it was fun. And we were, like, sweating.
Yeah.
And it was, like... And you don't have to think about where your fucking bag is.
Women were getting, like, too hot and just taking their tops off or whatever. And it was just cool and normal. Like, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Because, like, we were dancing so much that people were getting hot.
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh, I'm hot now because I've been dancing and it's fun.
Also,
I'll just take the top off because no one's going to be, like, no one's going to sexually assault me.
Yeah. And, like, what I love about that is that, like, you're in this female-only space where there's, like, women in their 20s dancing with women in their late 60s and 70s, right, on a dance floor. having an amazing time, laughing.
Yeah.
And drinking.
I was dancing with Anne Sinnott.
Yeah. Like, it's such a... the other thing that I always notice is, right, you go to the toilet on your own. Because you don't... You like, when you're in a...
Yeah, oh my God, yeah, I forgot about that.
The toilets one's huge.
Yeah.
Because you don't... When you're in a club and you've got loads of men around you and you're being watched and you know you're being watched, you sort of like, you say to your friends... Should we go to the toilet?
Who's looking after the drinks? Drink your drink up before we go.
Yeah, take that, pick your bag up. Or you go, right, and then everyone holds hands to pull themselves through the crowds.
Yeah,
to
even
make
at
sure
weddings
everybody
and places...
safely gets to the toilet.
Yeah, even at like weddings and functions where you actually know everyone or know most people, you still go to the toilet with someone. Yeah. And you still are cautious.
Yeah. What's really interesting about that, actually, because this is the first time I've ever really had this conversation in this depth, is that men mock that. And
Sorry, I just dribbled a bit of my drink on my top.
Men mock that, don't they? You know, like, oh, women always go to the toilet with someone. Yeah, you know why? Because you fucking follow us.
Yeah.
Like, we do that. We don't go somewhere on our own on a night out because it is dangerous to do that.
Yeah.
And we fucking know that, and we've all been socialised to know that you don't go to the toilet on your own on a night out.
Yeah.
Because you might disappear forever. Like, it's that serious sometimes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like, I loved it. I had so much fun. And actually, I can tell you now, at almost every female-only, like, disco or party that I've been at, there's been some sort of dance-off that's, like, naturally occurred.
That you've always been in the centre of.
Thank God I haven't. Thank God. But, like, I've always watched it happen where, like, women end up dancing in the middle of a circle and, like, going into the middle and doing something stupid. And I just love that because it's proper fun. It's just fun because there's no, like, man in, like, a shit top and some fucking, like, a blazer, jeans and some Nike trainers stood at the end of the dance floor being, like, glaring at you or, like, looking at you, like, sipping a pint that you know that he's been sipping for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Like, just staring at girls on the dance floor. It's fucking terrifying. And you've got none of that. You know, you don't... I think you don't do... there's a word for it, actually. There's, like, a scientific word for it that's used in psychological research. It's called... oh, shit, what's the word? It basically means checking your body. It's, like, self-checking.
Oh, right.
So, like, when you know men are watching you, even if you're gay, like, if you know that men are watching you, you are often a lot more conscious of your body and the way that you look because you know you're being judged constantly on, like, how you're behaving, what you look like, how you're dancing. You know as well that they are likely to start either trying to get your attention, chat you up. You know, you don't have to worry about that stuff when you're in a female-only space. Because also, let's not pretend there's not a fuck ton of lesbians in those spaces.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because there is, right? But they don't behave like that.
No, yeah, absolutely. It feels like when you're young and you're having, like, a dance with your best friend in your bedroom.
Yeah, I know it does, doesn't it?
That's what it feels like.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's a completely
and you're just
different
making
vibe.
each other laugh, and that is actually exactly how it feels.
When I got my PhD a few years ago, I did a PhD celebration party, and that was a female-only space. I hired a venue. We had female staff, and it was up at the top of, like, a private venue where, in fairness, like, downstairs at the bottom of it was just like a normal bar where anyone could go, but we'd hired the top floor, and it was beautiful, and everybody had such a lovely time, didn't they?
Yeah.
Like, so lovely. And do you know what was so interesting was that, so there were male bouncers, but they were downstairs on the other part of the venue, so we didn't have anything to do with them. And at the very end of the night, when they were closing up and we were, like, leaving the bar, do you remember what the bouncers said?
Yeah, he was saying, like, that usually when, like, the top bit gets hired out, there's fights break out, there's always trouble, they always have to go and break stuff up. And he said that he couldn't believe it was just nothing like that.
Yeah, he said it was the first time they had ever, in all the years of that venue, had a private event upstairs without a fight. And I thought, you've got to be shitting me. Yeah.
I think as well, when people are drunk, you don't always realise if there's a fight that's cracked off. But I think if you were to look, I think fights happen all the time in
they do.
Events.
Yeah.
But there's obviously, like, there's absolutely none of that.
So then, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What is it that is absent when men are absent from them spaces? Like, what presence, what is it that they bring that they then obviously, it isn't there anymore?
Well, there's the obvious things that we could talk about, but I think all of that sort of manifests into this vibe that you can just feel.
Like a male energy.
Yeah. Because obviously, like, that comes from somewhere. We would be aware that men are more likely to do this, this and this. We have experience of men doing this, this and this. And when you're in the world surrounded by men all the time, you perhaps at a constant level of maybe stress or
like
hypervigilance. Or like hypervigilance, and that drops significantly when there's no men around and you're just around women.
Yeah, it is. It is a very different. It's a very different feeling.
Mm.
Do you think it's in? See, now this is where it gets a bit political because we've got a load of shit going on now about trying to like essentially shut down female-only spaces as being exclusive or offensive.
Mm.
Do you think that female-only spaces are important? Do they need to continue?
I think they're vital. Female-only spaces are
more.
vital. Yeah, like it's really important, even if no matter where you sit on the political spectrum, but from a lot of like Marxist scholars' perspective, is that you've got to be able to organise within your class.
Yeah.
If women as a sex class can't organise, what the hell are we supposed to do? How are we ever gonna make any progress?
How can we safely communicate with each other?
Yeah. So I think it's really important that they are able to happen, that they're encouraged, that we have more in future and not less.
I really love female-only conferences too. I know that I speak to you often. Like I've not talked really openly about this, but like I talk to Jaimi and like my closest friends and stuff about this. Like, yes, like I am finding it a little bit difficult at the moment, for other reasons. But at the heart of it, I do really love female-only conferences. I love Philia and I love Rad Femme Collective and stuff like that.
It's amazing to be around women who are so. They've done it. Yeah, and they've done it. They've created these things. They don't need any men. Like, there's no men involved in these processes. We don't need it.
No men doing anything.
And it's strong women doing it for themselves.
Yeah. But I love female-owned conferences, and if you're listening to this and you've never been to a female-only conference,
powerful.
You must do it. Do not get to the end of your life and not go to a female-only conference.
Yes.
Like feminist conferences, you need to go to Philia, or you need to go to Rad Femme Collective, or you need to go to something along those lines. Do not miss out on that. You have to go and experience it at least once. I say this to a lot of women, and we get women to come with us, don't we?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And wherever they are in the country, they are well worth it. And do you know what I love about them actually on reflection? You've got workshops and speakers all day. It's just women.
Yeah.
Like at most conferences, it will be hugely dominated by men. And then you've got the men asking the stupid fucking questions, men standing up and making comments about their own fucking work for 20 minutes when they're supposed to be doing a Q&A. Like, all of that's all gone. Yeah. Women are having extremely nuanced, complex discussions. They don't always agree. That's fine. Yeah. Like, it's not about, consensus necessarily, but like, they are very intelligent activist spaces. They're awesome. I've had some very interesting conversations in those spaces that I couldn't have anywhere else.
Yeah,
Woman's
I agree.
Place. Do you remember the Women's Lib?
Oh yeah, I
loved that one.
Yeah, that was lovely.
They were just great. They're just great, and you see all these women, you just think, like, they're just so amazing to listen to and learn from. In fairness, anywhere I can listen to Pragna Patel when I'm there.
Mm-hmm. She's amazing.
I know, honestly.
She speaks so well.
She by far one of the most intelligent human beings I have ever listened to.
She speaks in a way that is so clever, but you don't get bored of listening to her.
No, never, yeah.
Sometimes people speak and they're dead clever and you get bored of listening to them, but you don't feel like that with Pregna.
No.
She's amazing.
Yeah, I agree with that. And then at Philia conferences, they often have the women's refugee. Is it women's refugee?
Oh no,
choir?
it's WAST. It's
women asylum seekers
together.
Yeah. Oh my god!
And they have a choir.
I just love them.
Yeah.
I've seen WAST. I feel like it's like three
times.
Three
times, yeah.
Oh, they're such amazing women. I can't, they just, every single time I see them perform, I just cry. They just overwhelm me.
Yeah. It's like women from all around the world who are like female asylum seekers, just like, they write a lot of their songs as well, don't they?
Perform them.
And it's just and all different types of women.
Is it called a cappella?
Yes.
Because, my god, it's so amazing. Oh, and then... have you been in the room?
And it's like a fusion as well, because they're from all different places around the world. They kind of create this, fusion of cultural music. Together. It's just so amazing to see it. And these are just normal women.
I know.
Who have come together. They're not musicians necessarily.
No.
Oh, it's just really lovely to see.
I really, really love them. It makes me want to go on YouTube now and watch that video because I know it's on there of one of the Philias we were at. Okay, well then, I guess the other female-only space that's really important to us and the experience we have is our house.
Yeah.
So at Christmas we bought a house together.
Yay.
I keep saying at Christmas like it was a month ago.
Yeah.
Because someone said to me, oh, have you been here long? And I was like, no,
just since Christmas.
Just since Christmas. And then sort of looked at me like...
It's August.
Yeah, it's fucking shit. August, Jess. I was like, whoa, where did that fucking year go? Honestly, it'll be Christmas before we know it. I'm so sorry people listening to this, but it will. It's going to be Christmas before we know it. And then we'll have been here a year, babe.
Yeah.
A year. A year. An actual real life year. That has just flown by. So our house
is in the middle of our street.
Sorry, I couldn't. It had to be done. It's people come and stay here a lot.
Yeah, we have quite a lot of friends who come and stay. And every time someone comes and stays, they're like, wow, oh my gosh, I slept better here than at my own house.
Everybody says that.
We have an extremely calm house. And I think a lot of that is because it's a female house.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah. And when women come and stay with us, they're always especially if they're here a few days. You remember when we've had a couple of friends stay where they were here 3-4 days or something like that, and they get progressively calmer, to the point where they're like, oh my god, it feels like being on holiday here, how it's so relaxed.
Yeah, a lot of people have said that.
And the house is extremely quiet for some reason. Partially it's where we are, but it's got something to do with the acoustics of the house. It has to be in the shape of it and stuff. Yeah. But yeah, there's no man energy here.
Yeah, there's no male energy.
We always feel it when there's a man in this house.
Yeah, absolutely, we do.
Say for example, we've got an electrician in, or we've got
a plumber in, or
or the gardener's here, or although the
gardener's not really got big male energy.
No, he hasn't, has he?
He's very, very gentle, and he's very kind, and he's quite a bit older, isn't he?
Yeah. What is he? Is he nearly 70?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He's lovely.
Yeah, he is.
Every time I see him, he's so kind and polite. And
he's really kind.
And he loves the dogs, and the dogs love him. That's the other thing.
Yes, our dogs, Castro and Carlo, especially Castro.
Yeah, Castro more.
But both of them, really, if someone comes into our house and they are not a good person, the dogs will tell you straight away.
Yep.
They just know.
Yep. And they are bang on the fucking money every time, whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
That's been really hard because, Castro especially, I say to Jaimi, she's like the canary in the coal mine. Somebody will come into this house for the first time, and Castro will tell you within, 10 seconds?
She barks at everyone who comes in,
Yeah.
which is normal,
Yeah.
until they
talk to her.
Yeah, talk to her, fuss her, until she calms down. But then...
Yep, it's after that.
She will either... And she doesn't do it a lot, but if they try and approach her and she doesn't... And they're bad, she will try and bite them.
Yeah, she will. She won't let people who are...
Her tail goes down,
Yep.
and you know when Castro's barking, her tail's up.
Yeah.
Even if she's barking at someone. But if the person is not good, her tail goes down.
Tail goes down, and also she very, very, very seriously lets them know, don't fucking touch me, don't come near me, don't pick me up, don't do anything to me. And she bares all the fucking teeth. And now, obviously, you can have somebody still being really nice, going, oh, isn't she lovely? Oh, she's lovely. And she'll be like, fuck off. And the first few times that's happened, me and Jamie have been a bit like, what on earth has gotten into her?
Yeah.
And then, like, every single time we've been like, hang on a minute. And she's picked out something in somebody.
Yeah.
That's not safe.
Yeah.
Where, it's not nice necessarily, because we sometimes then we're a bit like, shit, why is she behaving like this? But I truly do think, especially with Castro.
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't know, if you're listening to this news, she's a tiny little pomchi.
Yeah.
She's not dangerous. Like,
she's
tiny.
I always joke that she's my familiar.
Yeah, she is. She's tiny. You can hold it. You pick her up easily with one hand, like, and everything. But she will fucking let you know if she doesn't think somebody should be in our house.
Yeah,
she's so good at it. Carlo's an interesting one because she is generally, because she's a puppy still, she thinks everybody is brilliant. Everything is brilliant. Or everything at all times is brilliant. So she wags her tail. She loves everybody. But you had that incident with that man, didn't you?
Yeah.
And she was what, 5 months old?
Yeah.
She must have been.
Yeah.
She must have been 5 months, 6 months.
Yeah. It was when they come round to tell you to do the census, and I was in a pissed off mood anyway, and I just didn't want anyone coming to my house. I had a hard day at work, and I was in the middle of working, and I just was like, and he was just quite aggressive with me. This was before he was even aggressive with me, and I don't mean aggressive, just in his mannerisms, telling me that I needed to do the census. And she was not happy with him.
She was like growling at him and stuff.
Yeah, she was, and she's not like that.
No, she isn't.
And then she was also like it with that other person who came in the house.
Yeah, she was.
But yeah, I think our dogs are very in tune with it because they live in such a female-dominated environment.
And it's calm.
Yeah, that's calm. And they can pick up on it when something is like sort of bad energy. Yeah. I don't really know what I mean by the term energy, but
no, I don't.
But I don't think anybody really knows. But sometimes you can just pick up from someone that they're not a good person.
Yeah.
And whether that's eye contact, I don't know. We don't know enough about ourselves to know. But yeah, I think that is because we have a house that is a calm female house.
It's just, we've had like, so me and Jamie have now, I mean, how long have we been actually living together? So we've been living together for nearly
almost 2 years. Yeah.
Oh my god, it's flying. So yeah, like living together for 2 years. Hasn't it been interesting how you can pick up different men's agenda and ego if they do come in here?
Yeah.
Do you know, like when we had that electrician and we were like, fuck that. Like neither of us liked him. Do you remember? We had an electrician about 4 or 5 months ago. And both me and you were like, not being left alone with him in a room.
I don't remember.
Do you not? He did the light in the porch.
Ah, yes. Yes, yeah.
And he made us both uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And that one was difficult. And then who was the other one? There was another guy that made us both uncomfortable. Like, fuck that. Yeah, I want to say the plumber as
Plumber.
well.
Yeah.
It's and yet then we've had other people here. Like, you remember the guy that built the walk-in wardrobe?
Yes, he was lovely.
Yeah, he was.
Mm.
Completely different, like, energy.
Yeah.
Just completely different.
Yeah, we got bought in breakfast, didn't we?
Yeah. Just completely different. And, like, the gardeners are different again.
Yeah.
They're just, they I can't really explain it. It's like it's a whole other feeling. I don't really, like you said, it's, I don't know what it is. Is it a behaviour? Is it a way they walk? Is it something you get off them? Is it something really biological, like pheromones? Like, what is it that you can sense in, like, when men are in your space?
Like, we're not saying all men are like this and all women are like this.
Yeah, no, God,
but
no.
It's much more common for men to be like this and much less common for women to be like this.
Yeah. I just feel like female-only spaces, no matter what they are, I mean, I'm not even going to necessarily get into this in massive detail, but we've got a fucking right to them anyway.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not going to argue with people about it. I couldn't give a shit. Like, if people sort of like, oh, it's, you know, it's exclusionary. Well, go and fucking tell that to men who have had men-only spaces for about fucking 2,000 years.
Yeah.
None of you have given a shit about that, have you?
Yeah.
I am so bored of listening to people moan about it when I just don't see the issue. I think that female-only spaces are absolutely vital.
Yeah. Yeah, they are.
And they're so
really inspiring
interesting.
as well.
Yeah, they are.
I always leave a female-only space feeling
Energised.
really, energised and like inspired and motivated.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like that.
And it makes you realise how
emotional.
Yeah, it makes you realise how oppressive just a normal environment is.
Yeah.
And it shows how much the patriarchy has power over you. Yeah. Because when you go somewhere that isn't patriarchal in the sense that it is female only, and then you feel how different it is, it makes you realise that.
Yeah,
I think.
No, I agree with you. So like energised, yes. I also find them very emotional.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Well, you're an introvert, whereas I'm an extrovert.
Yeah.
So I do find them emotional, but I'm like,
I find them exhausting.
Yeah, I don't. I could literally come back from affiliate and write an essay and be like, yeah, this is amazing. I've got my energy to do this fucking thing that I don't want to do now.
No, fuck that. If I we're like female only. Well, I'm gonna be. We're being specific here because what we're really talking about there is female only conferences because they're so. We're talking about RadFem conferences. Whereas when I come out of a female only space, i.e., a party or a club night, I feel fine. I feel great. I feel like I've had a great night. Yeah. I also tend to like my drinking is different around women. So, for example, if I was out on a night out, see, this is another thing you need to pay attention to. Women who are listening to this, how many of you get drunk to cope with a night out? You know, to actually cope with the environment. Yeah, you get drunk before you go to the pub for a reason. Yeah, you get drunk. Yeah, because they're fucking awful environments, and you can cope with them better when you're smashed. But one of the things I've noticed. Yeah, can you imagine going to a club sober? Yeah, they're fucking shit. Whereas female-only spaces, they're not like that. You tend to go to them having not had it. You don't pre-drink before you go to like a female-only night out. You go there and drink and chat. And then you drink and drink and drink because you're chatting, basically. Yeah, and dance. It's just fun. They just remind me of sleepovers with your best friends. Yeah. Where you get to dance and just be stupid and just... It doesn't matter. Yeah. And it's like, it's such a mixture of women as well, because like I remember like the first filia I went to, like the first one, where there was like the female only like disco and stuff. And you're talking like butch lesbians, women who like present as like pretty much very masculine really when you think about it. And then you've got like women who are like older, women who are young, women who are femme, like women who are straight, women who are gay. It's a real mixed bag. If you were to take a snapshot of those, if you imagine when, for example, we went to our last filia, imagine that that scene of all them women on that dance floor when they were like all like packed onto the dance floor dancing. When you consider how many different women,
and everyone was just dancing different, and it didn't matter.
No, it didn't. It was just so
there was like
liberating.
Women jumping up and down, swinging their shirt in the air.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, there was.
It was brilliant.
There was.
They're such important spaces.
It's lesbian spaces as well when you think about it, because you remember how many women were kissing on the dance floor and like with their partners. I mean, not just randomly like kissing each other, but like, you know, there were women dancing with each other.
I don't know. It wasn't. I don't know. I didn't really notice that.
Did you not?
No, I didn't.
Oh, I did, because I just thought it was nice, because I think you're not at threat here.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if...
Yeah, like when we kissed in Mosh.
When me and you kissed at Mosh, yeah.
And then that man came over and asked if he'd make out with his wife.
Well, he asked me whether I'd shag his wife.
Oh, that was it.
And then I was like, fuck off, no. And then he was like, well, you just kiss her and let me watch. I was like...
I'm literally here. I am here. You're talking to my girlfriend. Because at the time we weren't married.
Yeah.
Or we weren't engaged either, so you were my girlfriend.
Were we not engaged?
No, we weren't engaged. Oh, no, we were engaged. Yeah, we were engaged.
No, we were, baby.
But that happens most of the times when we've been out clubbing.
Yeah, I know. And that's the thing, is it? That's what I mean about... I remember, I have a really clear memory of being on the dance floor at Philia and turning round, and there was two older women kissing, and they were probably about late 50s.
Oh,
and if you consider even that, where are two women in their late 50s going to be on a fucking dance floor outside of a female space?
Yeah, even in gay clubs, I don't think that would be...
No, I don't.
...acceptable at all.
And it was a safe space for that woman and her wife, or that woman and her partner, to do. Like, she could... So they'd been dancing, they'd had a load to drink, and they were kissing on the dance floor. What's going to happen to them? Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to happen to them. No man's going to fucking be like, oh, what the fuck? Or like, oh, it's disgusting. Or being like, oh, come and shag me. Do you want a threesome? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was... I liked that. I thought it was... And then I remember, I've got another memory as well of everybody dancing, like jumping up and down. And then I've got a memory of like, I think almost like, I think it was two of the butch women kissing sort of like in front, like not right in front of me, but like probably about 2 meters away from me. And then basically just carried on jumping up and down. And like, it was just, yeah, no, they're like, I really do love those spaces.
Me too. I love them as well.
And I want to create them, actually. I think that when COVID has settled its ass down a little bit, when I did my party for my PhD and, you know, created a female-only space, I loved that.
Yeah.
Women who had never been in one loved it as well. And, like, have always said so ever since. So, and we're having a bit of a party next weekend, aren't we? With female only, and everyone's staying at our house.
Yep.
And like, I would like to do that more often, just to provide spaces, basically.
Yeah, they're great, aren't they?
I think young girls should go to them. I would love to create them for like, sort of, I would say teenage, maybe between like 16 and 20.
Yeah.
They have to experience it. They have to understand that there are completely different vibes and environments between female only spaces and what you get on a night out.
Yeah, I agree.
In a bar or in a pub.
Yeah, I agree. They're so fun. Oh, I miss them.
I know, it's making
COVID
me,
is like, we missed, what is it, 2 Philias because of COVID.
Did we miss 2?
Oh, was it? No, it's just one, wasn't it? Yeah, it's just one.
And
that's how long it feels.
Yeah, it feels like forever. I think it's because they thought this one wouldn't go ahead either, and it is.
Ah, yeah.
Because the next Philly is in October.
Fingers crossed.
We need to book a fucking hotel, you know, or a villa or something. Not a villa.
Sorry. Oh, I'd love to book a fucking villa.
We'll book a villa and then we'll fly over in the morning.
Yeah.
What was I meant an Airbnb.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's it. I've got villas on the brain because I want to fuck off abroad again.
But we can't.
I know, Britain's being a dick.
All the other countries are as well, though. All the other countries are like, you're not coming in.
No, no.
And Britain's like, you're not coming in.
Yeah.
No one's coming in anywhere.
Fucking hell, tourism industry's on its arse.
Yeah.
Imagine, like, countries going, well, you're not coming in. Like, right,
well,
you're
country.
not coming here.
Female-only country.
There's a place, isn't there, in the world where there's an actual female-only tribe,
It's a tribe.
and a matriarchy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Didn't Julie Bindle didn't visit them? She didn't she?
Oh, she might have done.
To be honest with you, I don't know why, but it's been going around in my head recently. I was thinking, do I want to go there before I die?
I've been thinking about that recently as well.
Oh my god, have you?
Yeah.
No way.
Swear on my life, I have.
Really?
Swear on my life, I have.
I've been thinking about that. That's weird.
That's really weird.
That's a very specific
Yeah,
thing
it
for us
is,
both to be
isn't it?
thinking about.
I've been thinking about it for maybe about 2 weeks.
Yeah, say about 2 weeks.
That's weird.
Maybe have we seen something that's triggered it?
I don't think so.
I don't either. That's weird. Well,
Yeah.
you've been thinking about like
Going to that, yeah.
particular like area in that
Yeah.
tribe. So
Yeah.
have I.
And this is another thing, right? I think women, if you spend enough time, even if it's your best friend, even if if you're not gay, or if you just have a best friend who you love and you love each other, you end up with this connection
Yeah.
that
definitely.
I don't know if we'll ever have the research to back it up or to explore it, but there is this thing between women who are close to each other, and like a lot of listeners will know, where sometimes it feels like you know what they're thinking.
Yeah.
Like I remember when I was little, my best friend, when I was probably about 13, 14, me and my best friend, we were literally like inseparable. We used to spend every weekend like having sleepovers and stuff. We were both playing Mario Kart, and then at the exact same time, like out of nowhere, we just went, "'Cause this is Thriller," and then we just both looked at each other like, "What the fuck?"
That's weird. That's
Yeah.
so specific.
Yeah, we used to do that all the time though.
I wonder if it's when you spend... Oh, no, that makes no sense. I was going to say if you spend so much time together, I wonder if your thought patterns start to... Because if you're in the same environment, doing the
Yeah.
same thing, with the same person, thinking the same things, doing the
Yeah.
same activities, is there a way that... Like, because
Possibly.
yeah, I guess, because I was just thinking
I
that...
don't know if men get like that though.
Oh, I see, okay.
I feel like I feel like even female friendships, a strong female friendship
Chicken
is
strip.
really powerful. Vegans don't eat chicken strips.
No, I know. But I'm
Is
still
really
allowed to say chicken strip.
If you want a chicken to strip, then that's a bit weird.
Oh, that's gross.
Um,
Thanks for making that weird, Jamie.
But yeah, I think like any female relationship can be really, really powerful.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Count myself, it's a whole other podcast really, but I count myself really lucky that I've got some excellent like female friends. Like have literally been there for years.
I'm not friends with that girl anymore. It's actually made me really sad.
Yeah,
She took the side of my my ex abuser.
What a fucking dick. Sorry. That's disrespectful, but I don't get it when people have something shown to them. The fuck.
It's really hard, isn't it? I think maybe we could do another episode about that. A lot of people are saying like have said like women who protect abusers to do it on our podcast.
No, I agree. I would love to do a podcast
I think we
on
could
that.
do that.
I agree.
Because I think that does link to, I think it would be a good follow-on from this maybe.
Yeah, because some people are going to go, well, I wouldn't want to be in a female-only space because women are this and women are that, and I don't like being around women, and that's a whole other thing.
Yeah. And you're absolutely valid to, like...
Well, of course, it's everybody's personal choice.
Yeah.
But I still think, though, like some of the comments that I've had today, because I tweeted saying, women who, like, publicly announce that they hate women and they prefer the company of men because it's less drama, need to have a look at global history and crime statistics. And I guess what I mean by that is that you can sit there all day moaning, going, well, I don't really like hanging around with women because they gossip. Well, I don't really like hanging around with men because they rape and kill people. It's a fucking difference, isn't there? Like, if you're in a room with a load of women, are you gonna, for example, pretend to be on the phone when you walk back so that one of them doesn't follow you home, stalk you and assault you? Are you gonna be scared
in extreme
to go
cases, you could argue, but that would be
Yeah,
that
but it'd
like
be
that would
very
prove
rare.
that that's the exception and not the norm, like what you often say.
Yeah, the exception proves the norm. Or the exception proves the rule, or,
Yeah.
like, those things aren't things that you consider. Like,
Yeah.
yes, of course women have faults. Yes, of course women aren't always nice to each other. But statistically, they're not dangerous. They're not going to kill you.
Yeah.
They're not going to sexually sort of rape you. Like, and that's what makes female-only spaces safe, essentially, which is terrifying.
Yeah. Anyway, we're about to run out.
That was really interesting, wasn't it?
Yeah. Subscribe.